Hey, Daniel, would you give me a picture that is a little bit Mormon? More Mormon. Make it more. Make it more Mormon. Little bit more. Just a teach more. Yeah, more.
And eventually, if we ever wanted to, we could go live as well and do like a live
If we ever
episode
get
if we ever
enough
wanted
people,
to.
I think that'd be a blast. And then we would need to get, bring in, I have an extra
I
monitor.
think going live would be awesome.
Yeah, where we could read the comments and talk live
Yeah.
with them.
Well, I have the monitor. I just set it up. But eventually, once we get enough subscribers, doing a live Q&A with you guys
That'd be fun.
would be sick.
Yeah, we would love
And dangerous.
It'd be,
that. Oh,
well,
wow.
I can't
you're
can't
right.
censor you when
Keep
it's
your
live.
As
shirts
soon as
on,
I'm
ladies.
like, you guys hear the joke about you guys Bible camp?
You guys ever have sex with your cadaver?
Oh my
How
god.
do we lose 40,000 subscribers in 2 seconds?
Do I have to explain this joke to you?
He's a veterinarian.
Get it?
It's your dog.
It's always funnier when you explain it.
Yeah. You get it? Because it's your dog.
Get it?
Get it?
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Okay.
All right, boys night.
Damn.
Well, all right.
Let's do some good.
All right.
Let's do some good, dude.
All right.
Let's get her done.
Welcome to the Extra Mo Show. I'm Travis. This is my partner, Glenn Curtis.
Glenn. Not his life partner. I'm his friend. We're bros.
He wiped his hand off.
Yeah, that's gross. I heard.
That's how uncomfortable
I
it
heard
was.
your story.
Yeah.
Yeah, Travis, who are you, man? We're gonna talk today about our identity,
all right.
and I think it's an important aspect of everything we do is based on our identity, and you'll get what we mean here over the next hour or so. Travis, who are you?
Who am I?
Yeah, who are you?
Well, I mean, basic level, I'm a human being. I believe I'm a son of God. I'm a husband, father. It is an interesting question. I mean, because those are all kind of like roles, maybe. Am I a sum of my roles? I don't know. It doesn't feel like that is. Those are our correct answers, but I don't know if that's who I am. I mean, I like pina coladas.
Like,
Getting lost in the rain.
yeah, that's great.
I'm not really into yoga.
No,
I don't know. That's a hard one to really answer.
well, for the world, it is, man. Like, I've been doing a lot of thinking about this, and then I, just as I was watching these shows this last week, I'm like, I watched. So the backstory here is, for my birthday, I wanted no one to bother me. And so every year for my birthday, I just shut my phone off. And I know I hurt feelings, and I'm sorry if you're friends and you're listening to this, but I appreciate the text and the calls is very nice, but I don't. It's my favorite day of the year because I don't.
I actually was sitting with your brother on your birthday, and we're like, it's Glenn's birthday, and he's like, we should text him, but not because he would like it.
Not because we like,
But because
I
he would
hate
hate
my
it.
phone.
Yeah.
So anyway, so my wife gave me the perfect birthday where I was like, don't get me anything, don't bug me, I don't want anything scheduled, just do whatever I want. So I went to work for a couple hours, went to my favorite lunch place, and then went home and just vegged out on the couch and watched television. And whatever came up, I watched, and I did that for hours. I never do that, man. I don't watch a lot of television, so I ended up watching these reality shows.
Okay.
Bunch of different
Like
reality
Road
shows.
Rules?
It's like one's called Love is Blind. It's kind of a weird
Okay.
psychology experiment, and anyway, all these different like reality shows, and I'm
Real
like,
Housewives.
I should have watched some of that. Like, I've heard of the Mormon Wives one, I've never watched
It'd
it.
be interesting, yeah.
But I'm watching these reality shows, and I'm like, man, these people are disasters. And they're good people. Like you get to where reality TV is weird. Like I don't watch a lot of it, but
Yeah.
you get to where you're kind of rooting for
There's like
them.
a psychology. You like align with some of them more.
Yeah, and you're like, man, I want these people to do well. Yeah, I want this to work for them or whatever. And they're just disasters. And then the more you watch reality TV, I found out, the more you realize these people all say they want something, especially in this Love is Blind show.
Mm-hmm.
These are people where relationships have never worked out for them. So they agree to this experiment. Okay, it's an interesting, and I love psychology, so that's probably why I watched this. I skipped a lot of the boring getting to know each other and wanted to just get to the part where they meet. But the concept of this show is these people who can't find a mate. These are people who all want to be married. They all want to be married.
So they'll at least have that in common.
Yeah, they've all grown up, gotten through their bachelor years, and they want to be married and have family, or at least be married. So this group of psychologists or whatever and therapists put these people together in these rooms, and they meet and they talk.
My mind always goes to the TV producers that are actually working against their goal to get married. Like they want there to be.
No, man, these are people wanting to find a match and stuff, and so they're meeting, but they don't get to see each other.
Okay,
so it's called Love is Blind. So they're like on this side, on the other side of these curtains, and they just get to know each other, and they form these emotional bonds over time, quite a bit of time, a few weeks or something.
Interesting.
Yeah, they journal about their experiences with each other.
Dear diary, I hope that she's not fat
Yes, there's a lot of that.
because I'm in love.
Yeah. And so they fall in love, or they think they do, or whatever, the human
That
psychology.
happens to me, that poor girl. She'll see
A
me.
lot of that is, like, if you study psychology, a lot of love is just your needs are met, so you think you're in love, So that's a whole other topic for another day. But then these people, like, meet each other. And there's some of them that are like, dang, this person's attractive, It is interesting because they see each other for the first time. And by the way, by the time they're going to see each other, they've agreed to marry each other. They have found their mate.
No way.
Yeah. So it's like almost like an arranged marriage, but they got to know each other first. So they.
That's pretty intense. So let me get this straight. So they've never seen each other.
Never seen each other.
But they mutually have agreed that
they've fallen in love with each other. They've chosen each
going to
other
get married.
out of all these different people and interviews and times talking with each other, and they narrow it down.
That's
the
wild.
ones that choose each other because they're going to get engaged as soon as they meet.
Okay.
Face to face. And so it's really interesting, right? So you see these people that want love, and I'm lonely and all this stuff, and then they go and you watch them through this point after the ring and how it works out. And a lot of them really is like, I don't know, I'm not attracted to this person, like, but
After they say that?
but I have this bond, and so we're gonna see if it'll come or if not, and and there's guys that
because
like,
there's physical attraction, right? I mean,
sure, you can't. No one wants to wake
I
up
feel
next
sorry.
to the
I'd
dog,
probably
dude.
sucker some poor girl, and she'd be like, "I'm in love with him," and then she sees me and just.
Well, Sister Curtis looked at my hair before I came tonight, and she's like, "Have you just given up on life?" Like that question happened before I came.
She's like, "I wish my love was blind, so I'd have to look at you."
Yeah, she's like, Glenn, like you just look like a homeless bum.
Yeah. Glenn, I have an idea. Can we go on Love Is Blind and
I was
marry
like-
other people?
I was like, "You're welcome, honey. You're welcome."
You're welcome.
And yes, I have given up on life. We'll talk about it after I get back. So yeah, I guess I have. Yeah, there's no gel, nothing. I just like whatever, dude. 52 years old, man. Like, who cares? I guess Sister Curtis does.
No one cares about 52-year-old white men.
No, dude. Yeah, what are you?
I don't even care about 52-year-old white men.
So I watch these shows, I watch these people, and I'm like, they all say they want this thing. And guess why they all never get it?
Because they want it too
Because
hard.
themselves. They sabotage
They're their own worst enemy.
themselves. And so I watch this and I'm like, we're all like this. We don't know who we are. And it's interesting because I saw all these people, and dude, they're like, they do fall in love. So with the ones that don't work out and break up, they're devastated. They're devastated. Like, I just can't get attracted to them. They're crying. I'm hurting this person I care about. It's such an interesting, like, if you like human psychology, it's an interesting show. It's on Netflix.
That's why all TV producers are going straight to hell.
Yeah, they're just destroying people,
let's get
dude.
some human emotions,
Yeah.
push them into a ball, destroy some lives, make some money.
One episode I noticed every couple that got to the altar, that made it all the way to the altar. I mean, women.
Hear me out.
Women.
Okay. I said with all due
I
respect.
can't find a good man. They just don't exist anymore.
And then they find one.
Every one of these dudes got dumped at the altar. Why? He's just not ambitious enough.
Oh my
He
god.
just wants to be a truck driver.
Oh my
Or
gosh.
he just this, or he's not this, and all these worldly things. okay, you're gonna, So it's like I thought about this. I'm like,
I do love that there's no such thing as a good man. However, there's a lot of things.
there's just hundreds of millions of them.
And lots of them are
Yeah.
truck drivers.
Yeah, lots of them are truck drivers or there's not very many car salesmen that are
Rodeo
worth
clowns.
marrying. But
Oh wait, I don't know.
anyway, so
I've
I
actually
was
heard they're
watching this and I'm
actually all
like,
bad.
it's actually kind of heartbreaking. The one lady is this very successful businesswoman. She's like a multimillionaire,
Okay.
and she's been dating. What would you guess? Multimillionaires.
Yeah.
So it's like she.
They actually say this. Let me interrupt you real quick.
Yeah.
I was listening to somebody and they gave the stats and that men, a multimillionaire successful man will date a barista. They'll date whatever. It's just a kindergarten teacher. Doesn't even come into the equation. But a really successful woman will almost never date someone less successful than themselves.
Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know that.
And so, but then you get into the stats. So then a woman has a couple things where, like, most of the time a man won't date someone older than them. So, and then because they're earning so much, so then it puts their dating pool down to like, there's like 1,500 people in the United States that would even qualify that they would like. And then the chance to get one of them to like them back. I mean, it's just like they've completely destroyed their statistical odds.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one so she yeah, that's it. I didn't know any of that. That's pretty interesting stuff. But this gal, she seems really sharp. She's sweet. She's a cute girl. She's been dating these rich guys that have open schedules, and so she falls in love on this show. Can't get married. She's in her 30s now. It's the mid 30s, and
Tick, tick, tick.
tick, tick, tick. And she falls in love with this guy. And dude, he's probably the nicest guy out of all the ones on all the shows. I'm like, dude, he's like the nicest
Yeah.
guy. He's this single dad. He's got a kid, and he just goes to work every day and he takes good care of
Just
himself.
shows up.
He's in shape, dude. And, it's like he shows up. He's a good dude. And they're living together and he's coming home and she's like, you were a lot more fun when we were just meeting and stuff. And he's like, yeah, I'm tired. I just worked like 10-hour shift at my job. I'm just really tired. Well, like you're not even telling jokes. You're not even smiling. And he's just like, yeah, I'm really tired. Like right now, I'm just tired. And she starts crying. And why are you changing on me? Like we made this commitment. And this guy's just like, dude, I'm just freaking tired.
You must date me for the next 50 years.
Yeah, dude. So yeah, exactly. So then she's like, well, I'm playing tennis, this day at 10 a.m. Like, are you coming? And he's like, I have a job. Like, I can't. And then she's like, well, we're not living here. And she goes and picks like a $2 million house. We're going to buy a house. And he's like, never asks him if he likes it. She goes, well, I'm not compromising on the way I live. And she's a very successful entrepreneur. And
Hopefully there's no prenup and then he's hooked
yeah,
up.
and then she's talking about going to Italy. And he's like, yeah, well, we'd have to
I
bring
shouldn't say that. I want them to succeed.
Well, they didn't. So
Okay.
he's like, I have this kid that we have to consider. So when we go to Italy, we're going to take a child with us and stuff. And she's like, oh, and so anyway, at the end, she's like, just breaks it off with this guy because she's like, I just have my lifestyle and with your job and your kid and stuff, and I can't just, I want someone to just play with me all the time. And after the whole thing was, I don't want rich guys that have open schedule. I want just a down to earth guy, but your job's in the way. Mm-hmm. You being a dad's in the way.
I want a down to earth guy that owns a helicopter.
Yeah. Dude, so it's like at the end of this episode, she's like, and we're getting somewhere with this, you guys. Like at the end of the episode, she's like, I just think I'm destined to be alone forever. And I'm like, you are.
Yeah.
You are going to be, but hey, you'll be able to play tennis at 10 a.m. whatever you want.
Nailed it.
Yeah, you guessed it, But again, this is a person who didn't know their identity. He didn't know who she was. What is the purpose?
That's a good point because maybe that is who she is, and maybe if she just even embraced that, which maybe we're judging it a little bit, that shallow existence, maybe she just embraced that. She could be happy with that who she currently is, and then progress from there instead of thinking I don't want this shallow existence. I'm not a shallow person. When you are, and then you're seeking something that then when you get it, you don't want it, you reject it.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, we do that. So
Just being honest with yourself.
A question for you would be, these people that want to figure out their life, like here's a question I pose. They think about this life and this one chance they have to live this life. And can you figure out what this life is for if you don't know who you are? Can you do that?
I don't think so. And
Why?
maybe too, Glenn. It's like, and I don't know if this has any. I mean, this may be a tangent, but like also just accepting who you are currently. You know, we obviously want to progress, but like being honest, like this lady, but maybe me too, is like, well, who am I, and not who do I want to be. You know, and always trying to like, you want to aspire to that. So I don't want to misspeak. I don't articulate this, but like. Accepting who I currently am. Like I'm lazy and I am this and I am that. So that you like I always think of if you've read You Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. Anybody?
Never heard it. Never read it.
Hello, is this thing on? No, just kidding. But no, it's called You Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. He's that psycho black dude who was like Navy SEAL.
Oh yeah.
And he was I got to tell the story a little bit because it's relative to this. And
Yeah, cool.
He's sitting there and he's he graduated didn't he graduate? He got out of like part-time college and he's sitting there and he's like 100 pounds overweight. And do you remember when they had on like a History Channel and they'd show they'd be like a week of Navy SEALs, just back-to-back shows about the Navy SEALs doing their training? Well, he was just sitting there. He got home from his pest control job, like spraying buildings at night for pest control. It's like 2:00 in the morning. He's got like a 32-ounce shake. He's just sitting there. Yeah, Glenn's like, tell me, all right. And he's drinking. And he's watching this Navy SEAL scene. He's like, I'm going to do that. I need to do that. Like, I'm going to be a Navy SEAL. So he calls like a recruiter, and the guy's like, "You're 100." He's like 100 pounds overweight, literally.
Yeah, like me.
And he wants to then be a Navy SEAL like in 60 days or something. It's something ridiculous like that. And the guy's like, "Well, if you lose 100 pounds, call me." So then he just decides that he's going to do it. So first he has to go look in the mirror and what he has to tell himself, and it's rated R, people, what he tells himself. But he just looks in the mirror. He's like, "You are a
fat mother."
Yeah, it's exactly what he says.
Really, you disgust me.
But he identified who he currently was, and then he said, "But I'm not going to
do I
be
want
that.
to be this?
I'm not going to be that anymore." And so he just that next day, he only ate chicken and rice, and he started running. And his first run was like 100 yards or something. But in 60 days, he lost 100 pounds. Showed up to the SEAL training.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I always wonder how things trigger in people like that. Like all of a sudden they're like, "Okay, ding, I've had enough." You know, it's
I
like,
don't know what the trigger was, but I do think that it's along with what you're saying. Is like, who are you, Glenn?
and do I like that person?
He looked in the mirror and he told himself who he thought he was,
Yeah.
and he identified it probably accurately. So that then
Dude,
now,
I try to never look in the mirror, dude. It's depressing.
like you're probably half joking, but probably you're not joking. Yeah, I think that's a problem.
You know, it's like
I think
definitely not when I get out of the shower.
I'm kind of like that too. You know, not even joking about like the way I look, but like
Yeah, I hear you.
look in your eyes and try to
Dude,
like
look in your soul, right?
like
Your
I
own
can look
soul.
I can look at you three people and I think those are pretty good dudes. And
Oh, by the way, there's two other people in here.
and there's they're children.
Producer Dan
What's up, guys?
Yeah,
and DJ Jazzy Mike.
Hey.
Mike and the Fresh Prince of
Yeah, Mike and
Bel-Air. But anyway, I look at them and I can easily see that I believe they're children of God. They're good people. They have, God loves them. I have a tougher time seeing that in myself.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So
So
when
it's
I
like-
ask who you are,
Yeah.
you have a hard time seeing that. Yeah, we touched on that last week. I struggle with that every now and then, or most of the time. Yeah, these people on this show, like you can't judge them, right? Hey, the Extra Mo Show, we're sharing with you. We have some knowledge that could help all these people. That's what we're talking about tonight. This poor gal, she sees this life.
We don't own it either. We have access to it.
Yeah, we just have access to
can
this
rent
knowledge.
it.
Like, yeah, we want to share it because it'll help people, right? I wish I could go to every one of those people on these shows and be like, guys, let's talk about who you are. The one gal who's had the chance to have this great relationship with this guy that she was loved and was attracted to, if she thought the whole purpose of this life was to enjoy it, she's right.
True.
If the whole purpose of this life wasn't
If going
just
to Italy and traveling and playing tennis.
whenever you want, if that was what would make a person happy, she's right. But then she's at the end of the episode, she's crying. She's lost the thing she wants the most, but did she really want it the most? No, because why?
It's wild because it's actually hard to think about it because yes and no. I mean,
Well, think about if this life is everything. I totally get how people screw this up. we talk about the 500-year plan on this show all the time, and what's called eternal perspective. And it's because we understand through the gospel, we've learned this life doesn't mean anything. You don't have to enjoy it at all. I mean, it's pleasant if you do. It's great. But we're looking for something better than this life.
Yeah.
And Ether talks about hope for a better world. How is this life fair to someone who can't play tennis or go to Italy or anything? If God loves all this, if the purpose of this life is to go have fun, why does 98% of this world not get to go do any of that stuff? They're just struggling to eat, struggling to survive, right? Think about this stuff. So these people that don't know who they are, we got to identify who we are. And you nailed it. You said, I'm a child of God. Okay, stop. Stop all the rest. Father,
Collaborate.
husband. Ice is back with a brand new invention. Yeah, so stop and think for a second, like, wait, what does that mean now? Well, I'm a child of God. You got the cute primary song, like, I am a child of God.
I actually think that you're hitting on something that I think about all the time as the key. When you say that, I'm a child of God, what does that mean?
Yeah, what does it mean?
If we understood what that meant, everything else becomes clear.
Everything becomes clear, right? Your trials become clear. The things you want become clear. This woman would see when I'm 90 years old, I'll be glad I played tennis a lot and had a free schedule, but I'm going to be alone.
But also in 500 years, when I'm not on this earth,
yeah, then what?
the tennis won't even matter at all.
None of it will matter.
Yeah.
You'll be able to see Italy through the veil. Mm-hmm. It'll be, you'll be able to see all these things, right? So we look at this life, and this is the problem. When you lose testimony, when you lose your identity, this is, I just
Wow,
had
you're really touching on something interesting. Like your testimony is your identity.
You're dang right. Yes. That's where my mind's been going with these shows. That's why we talk so much about these reality shows. I just had a friend message me. He's had a rough few years. I haven't talked to him since my junior year in high school, this guy. He just messaged me. And I hope he's not listening because he's going to think I'm judging him. Yeah, he's from old school, right? So it's been a hard few years, he says. I got divorced from my wife of 26 years. Stop.
Okay.
One of you forgot your identity, or both. Mm-hmm. Okay? One of you forgot why you're here, or both of you. This is where people... I'm going to pick on my daughter because I know she doesn't listen to this. I have a daughter who's not active in church. She doesn't care about it. Every year, my favorite band, Blue October, they're amazing. They come to Salt Lake. They were here Saturday.
Blue October, what do they sing? A real...
Like their main song, they have seriously 30 amazing songs. 30. 40.
You're a deep track guy.
But Hate Me is their number one song. Yeah. So anyway, they're awesome. They come to concert every year. Me and my daughter go because she grew up hearing me listening, and then I heard her listening in junior high and high school, and she grew up listening to these songs, and they touched her. And so every year we go to Blue October, go to dinner. It's like our annual thing. I'm talking to her on the way back. She's been dating this guy 8 months. They don't know if they're going to get married. He's kind of anti-LDS. He sends her a lot of anti-Mormon stuff on social media. He's actually a great guy. We really enjoy him. He's just a good, cool kid. But again, if your life was meant to marry a cool guy, go for it. If your life was something different, right? But she asked me an interesting question. Dad, why would I do this stuff, this church stuff? Because I told her, she opened up about a lot of her problems, anxiety, her brain doesn't feel clear, she's had some issues with substance stuff in the past and things like that, and your heart goes out as a dad who knows what's going on. You know what's wrong. You know how to make her happy, and you can't because she just doesn't. She won't listen to it.
Right.
She's going to look everywhere else, every day, forever.
I have one of those too.
Okay, until I don't know at what age they're going to be miserable
It's
enough
like
to go.
watching someone bang their head against the wall.
Yeah.
Over and over and over again, and you want to tell them, just stop banging your head against the wall.
Hey, you should come read these scriptures with me. Why would I do that?
Yeah, I'm busy.
Yeah, I'm busy over here banging my head. She goes, Dad.
All my friends are doing this too,
Yeah,
by the way.
Yeah, dude, yeah. And I'm like, so what would be the struggle? She goes, well, why would I do it? I don't believe in it. I don't have any faith in it. Why would I do it? And I'm like, well.
I mean, that's a decent question.
Yeah, I said, well, why do you do anything you do if it's not making you happy? What would be the purpose of this life? And she goes, maybe it's just to experience life. And I want to experience all these things. And I go, but if you want to experience all the things, why wouldn't you want to experience these things? And she had no answer for that. You know, why wouldn't you want to experience what it's like to exercise faith, to see what happens? You know, well, I've tried before. You know, her idea of I've tried before is I went to church twice once and nothing happened.
It's kind of like my idea of exercising exercise.
Yeah, I'm like, I didn't eat a donut once and I was still fat the next morning.
So I was like, this ain't working.
So I bought 12 of them. Like, freaking screw this shit.
Yeah.
Eat healthy by A. I had 3 pieces of lettuce yesterday.
Human's a liar.
So it's like, you know, we'll dive into anything. It's like we talked about Joe Rogan and these guys, ayahuasca. And everything's acceptable and a potential,
that last
except for this
episode,
crazy
that was
God story.
that was so good.
Except for this crazy Christianity, this crazy Mormon story.
Can you believe Joseph Smith believes he saw an angel? By the way, the pyramids were brought here by a portal.
Dude, a guy married more than one woman, man. Freaking crazy. Anyway, unicorns came down from this other planet and talked to me while I was high in a hut, and I changed my life. And I'm like, okay, whatever, dude. So yeah, I'm talking to my daughter, like, maybe
Are you calling out Joe Rogan for a fight?
I love Joe Rogan, dude. I love for a fight, a fundraiser for extra. How long would that last?
Not long. He's a tough guy.
Well, and my arm can't come higher than this.
True. Have you seen him kick the bag?
Yeah. No, the dude's like an animal. He's an animal.
That one kick he did.
I don't think I could beat up Joe Rogan's wife. I don't know if I could beat up my wife.
I've never even seen him.
All right, so maybe edit this. So we're talking about who are you and this identity and all these people that can't find this what they want. So here's this woman crying on this show when what she wanted more than anything was right in front of her. Here's my daughter upset in the car, can't figure out what all these problems are when the solution is right. I got the solution for you, sweetheart. You know, we do this to ourselves. Here's a guy who's a broken marriage. I guarantee they knew the solution. They went to church all the time. They had it. We have the answers to all these problems accessible and right in front of us all the time. The problem is we forget who we are. And this identity is got to be the core of our testimony, right? And I think that's what I was trying to touch on. Yes, you want to know that Jesus Christ is real and he's alive and he resurrected and he's the savior of the world. Yes, you want to know that the plan of salvation is God's plan for your happiness. But if you don't know who you are, none of that matters. And if you read in Moses, okay? Pearl of Great Price, Moses 1. It's talking about Moses meeting God face to face, and he talked with him, and the glory of God was upon Moses. Therefore, Moses could endure his presence. That's a whole other doctrine we could talk about, because people are like, it says in the Bible, no man can look upon God and live. And here it is. He talks about the glory of God was upon Moses so he could look upon him. And God spake unto Moses, saying, behold, I am the Lord God Almighty. Endless is my name. I am without beginning of days or years. It is not this endless, blah, blah, blah. And then verse 4, he tells Moses his identity. And behold, thou art my son. Wherefore look, and I will show thee the workmanship of mine hands. But not all, for my works are without end, and also my words, for they never cease. Which we could talk about that verse for an hour if you wanted. One, you're my son. Look, he says, and I will show thee. And then my works are without end, and also my words. In other words, you could be so sanctified and righteous, you guys, that how long could you learn the mysteries of our God? How long? Forever.
Yeah, eternity.
For you never stop learning. Okay? That's pretty fascinating to think about. So first, Travis, you nailed it. I'm a child of God. First, Mike, as you think about like what's dragging you down right now, what's making you feel bad, Dan. First, guys, we are his child, his sons. And if we look, he will show us. What does it mean to look, though? What do you think what is that? If you look.
I don't know. The look thing is an interesting piece. If you look, you should see it.
How do you look? Does he just mean real quick? Like my daughter? I tried. Take a glance at the things of God? What's he saying?
Well, do you remember the story? One of my favorite stories is Moses when they're fighting the Canaanites. And am I mixing up my stories?
Probably. It's
No.
okay.
The serpents.
You talking about the gremlins?
No, the serpents.
Oh.
When they came and bit all the Israelites, and he.
Oh, yeah.
He had them. He put a snake on a stick.
Yeah, it was a serpent.
Caduceus.
No, this was Lot, wasn't it?
No. It was Moses.
Okay.
This is
Yeah,
Moses.
it's
Okay.
Moses.
And he raised it up, and all they had to do to be cured or immune or both from these serpents
Yeah,
who
to
bit them
survive.
was to literally look at it.
The sculpture of the serpent.
snake,
whatever. Yeah.
So and
But it was what is it? It was the ease of the way. It was unbelievable
so
for them.
easy. It was
They're
too
like, that
easy.
wouldn't do it.
And also the other one reminds me of is the eunuch. What was his name? But Elijah promised him he had leprosy, and he came to him and says, "You're a great man, and your God must be powerful." And he wasn't a non-believer, and he's like, "Well, just go bathe in this river."
Yeah.
7 times. And the river was apparently, scholars have talked about it, it's like it was probably a pretty disgusting river.
Yeah.
So people
It's
were
like Utah Lake.
yeah, that's right. But back then, that's how they got rid of their refuse and all
Yeah,
that stuff. So it's probably
everything.
pretty bad. And he's like, "What? I mean, don't you know who I am?" Like his ego got in the way.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't do it. Or did he? I'm getting.
No, you're right. You're right. Yeah, and then but somebody did,
Yeah,
and he came
yeah.
back and he was healed, right?
Yeah. And
It's
so
like it's kind of like to go put the mud on the river in your
but it
eye.
reminds me of what you're talking about. It's like, well, we have these answers right here in front of us. I mean,
Why are people so stubborn they won't try that?
I wanted to.
It's like Slim Fast.
I
It
wanted to
says
defend a
Slim
little bit.
Fast. I drank it. I mean, it didn't work.
Yeah. It's like my,
It goes good
my
with a Dunkin'
mother-in-law,
Donut.
she was on the points plan, and like whipped cream would be 0 points. So she just eat tubs. Yeah. No,
dude.
but I want to defend us that also fail at looking, because sometimes it feels just like so confusing about what you should be
There's a
looking.
lot of distractions from looking, dude. There's a lot
Yeah.
of distractions.
Like I want to scroll on my phone sometimes, Glenn, for hours.
Yeah, wouldn't it have been easier to be LDS or a saint in the 1800s?
Part of me thinks that I'm like, I'd rather die on the trail.
Oh, for sure, dude. I don't want to plow a field, but I'll tell you
don't
what.
disparage what they
but
did.
what are you doing while you're plowing a field? You're
thinking.
You're meditating. Yeah, we're distracted from looking for sure these days.
There's a lot of noise. Yeah.
A lot of noise. But he says, "Look to Moses, dude, and then I'll show you the workmanship of my hands." That doesn't just mean the earth and the world and the things he created. He's talking about how it works. I think he's talking about the mysteries of God here. This is how it all works.
Hold on. Say the last part of it again. That he'll.
If you look, I will show you the workmanship of my hands. But not
right.
all, because
You're
it
right.
goes
Think
forever.
about what that entails, because like you're like, all right, well, I can see the earth, but yeah, but he's talking like the DNA of plants and animals and all of it is.
I think about this verse, Travis, and I think about our boys on their missions right now. Mike, you got a boy on a mission. We got our boys on our missions, right? Mm-hmm. And I think about, you remember coming home from your mission and trying to tell someone why they need to go on a mission.
yeah, dude.
You
it's
can't tell them. What did we all say? It's the what? The best 2
best
years.
dude.
And it's the hardest,
And then you get out
most
there, you're like,
grueling.
this sucks. Those people are lying.
It is the hardest, most grueling thing. And then when you're done, you're like, dude, that was the best. That was amazing, right? You can't explain the mysteries of God.
My son's genuinely. I'm really proud of this. I shouldn't be, because I have nothing to do with it. It's his journey, but he is genuinely sad that he has to leave his
Yeah,
mission.
that's how Noah is too. He loves it, dude. He's like, I don't want
incredible.
to go home ever. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so cool. It's the same thing. We've talked about leadership callings. Dan, about his time in the bishopric, talks about it all the time because of how transformative it was. You can't explain.
And it stinks, right? Getting up early and going.
It sucks, dude. Every Saturday
man.
night, you're like, dude, really? All day tomorrow? All day? Yeah, I watch my bishop, and I think he thinks I'm a freak because of how often.
For sure he does.
Oh, for
And
sure.
everyone else in your ward
and,
does too.
and he knows everything.
Everything.
So
He doesn't know,
I think he thinks I'm a freak because I'm always like, "You okay, man?" I'm like, check it out. I genuinely feel bad for him because like this dude goes to LA and teaches at UCLA Saturday night, gets up at 3:30 in the morning, flies in from LA and has to get to bishopric meeting. And he comes in looking like, and I'm like, dude, you just need a monster. I'll bring you one. I'll put it in a bottle of water and not tell you what it is. Because and he's just like, maybe that's something I gotta try. And dude, you see him, and even Sunday, was it testimony meeting? No. Yeah, he got up. I think he just got up and spoke or something after speakers, and he's like, I was so freaking tired today, basically. He didn't say it like that. He's better than me, a lot better than me. He's like, I'm so tired today, but I'm feeling energized just looking over the ward, and I love you guys. He's exhausted. These guys that put all this work, but I guarantee already, he's only been bishop, 3 or 4 months? I guarantee he's already seen the workmanship of God's hands. Like, he's already seen these miracles from being involved in this work. And if this woman on this reality show, I want to grab her as a Latter-day Saint and be like, if you knew that you were a daughter of God, and it's so cool that you're a millionaire entrepreneur, but if you knew that who you were as a daughter of God, and that he just wanted you to have the love that you seek, and he wanted you to have the love of a child, and he wanted you to be fulfilled as a mother, it's so amazing you wouldn't need all this other stuff. But dude, takes a lot of faith, right? People would be like, you're crazy. These women that think that we're trying to hold them down.
It'd be hard to be rich in a way.
Well, it's her pursuits, right? These women in the church that think, down with the patriarchy. Let me tell you something. This girl in our word had her farewell a few weeks ago, and my daughter and a bunch of the young men got up and sang at it. And this girl who just went on our mission, she had her farewell, is a light. She reminds me a lot of my Kate. She is a light to the world. Like, everyone in the ward loves her. Everyone in the ward is like, she walks into a room and it's brighter. Her countenance. You know, I remember my son, like,
How old is she?
she just went on our mission. She's 19. But I
Nice.
remember the
I'm
first
gonna
time
hook her up
Noah
with my
interacted
son.
with her. He never noticed her. And she's cute, but he never noticed her. But then one day he's going to help me set up young women's camp because I needed help up in the canyon. And he talks to her for seriously like a couple minutes. And he gets in the car and was like, I never even noticed her. She is beautiful. She glows. And dude, she does, man. She's
does.
just, this spirit is just, she's the sweetest person.
She could probably answer that question you asked me in the beginning much better than I did.
Amen, dude. No, but you could answer it for her. When her and my daughter, those girls were singing at her farewell, I am sitting here thinking at how dumb these women are that think the church is holding them down, because it has made this group of these girls are absolute angels from God. Just beautiful spirits, and these women in church that just radiate the spirit of Christ, you know. And then you've got these women who are like, the church holds women down. Are you kidding me? The plan of salvation, once a woman knows who she is and what the purpose of her life is and exercises the faith, I know you think it's cool to go be a doctor. And I'm not picking on any woman who's accomplished anything in the world. But I know you think that's cool. But again, 500 years from now,
It won't matter.
you're not going like, look at what I made as a woman in a business full of men. Look what I made. And all these people building universes are going to be like, stop showing us your old paychecks.
I had an abstract thought. It wasn't necessarily about women being doctors, but and you bring up the 5-year plan. But I'm like, imagine like you work your whole life and you go to school and you sacrifice and you go to medical school and you become a doctor, but you were a doctor in 1830 and you were putting leeches on people's back.
Yeah.
And it's like, now it's not even been 500 years. We look at him like, you are an idiot. And so all of the things that you held, that you were actually revered for it.
Oh, and your pride was
And you
enlarged
probably did
because
some
of it.
good too, but we look at it now like you were such a backwards yokel. And that's exactly what we will look at today like.
Oh, sure.
In 100 years.
Or 500 years.
And so
we'll
yeah.
be like, oh, so there was a plant that cured cancer in Albuquerque, but that place was a crap hole. We never looked at anything there.
Yeah.
We just filmed Breaking Bad there.
There's the only thing
all we
good
did.
about it. Hey, let
Yeah,
me
man.
let me read this real quick.
Yeah.
Len. My favorite song for Come Follow Me, my kids kind of make fun of me. They know that I'm going to always pick this one if they let me pick. And it's I Am a Child of God. But the one thing that I should repent for is I always sing the first verse. Right?
Yeah.
I'm a child of God. He has sent me here. Has given me an earthly home with parents kind of dear. Right? That part.
Yeah.
But listen to the third verse. I'm a child of God. Rich blessings are in store. Help me, or if I but learn to do his will, I'll live with him once more. And I love how it's such a short piece of a song, but that is, I mean, if we could really understand what that's saying, if we understand, we'll live with him again. And what does that mean? And you know, and then people, a lot of people, we kind of brought this up, you know, a lot of the ex-Mos are, these people think they are going to become gods and they'll get their own planets, et cetera.
bunch of lunatics.
And I was thinking about it, it's like, why would God create our family systems? Like, because I want my children to have what I have and even more.
Times 1,000.
Yeah. Why would God set us up in that system if that wasn't the system? So we're children of God. What that means,
Yeah.
he loves us. Okay, what does that mean? He wants us to have what he has. What does he have? He has knowledge, eternal life, eternal lives, as it said. And of course, why wouldn't that make sense?
Yeah.
Why would a father not
We talked
do
about that. Like, it's literally the most simple doctrine for
least
me to
controversial
believe
thing
of everything
of
is
all
like,
of it.
we could become like our Heavenly
Yeah.
Father. Duh.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, how can you not believe that, you know?
Me too.
Yeah, to me, it's too easy.
I'm sorry if it's not easy for you too. I don't want to like belittle if it's not, but I just want you to know, like, that's the thing. Like, try to reason it out in your mind. Think of your children and think of how much you love them and what you want for them. And then multiply it times a billion.
And yet the most loving, caring, intelligent, omniscient, omnipotent father that ever lived doesn't want that for his kids. He
Come
wants,
on, son.
He wants us to sing to him for eternity. I mean, gosh, don't you have little kids that sing? You want that crap to
I'm not
stop
going to
after
bring up
10 minutes.
I'm not going to bring up the religion because I don't want to mock any other religion. But there was a missionary religion that knocked on my door, and I just fresh, really returned missionary. So I'm like, I'm going to be nice to them. I know how hard this is.
Yeah.
And they started talking to me about the religion. I was just listening, and their thing was that when Christ comes back, we would just kind of lay down with lions, and we would just hang
kinda
out
cool, actually.
and be peaceful. And I'm like, and then what would happen? And they're like, that's it.
That'll never get old. I
And
want
I'm
to do
like,
that
so-
for eternity.
So that I'm being a little bit facetious. I'm like, so do I get to eat steak? Because my mind went to like, well, if all the animals are getting along with me,
Yeah.
is it bad if I want to kill one and eat it? Anyway, they didn't think that was as funny, but
Why?
yeah. But
Well, because no cows are really cool.
My point was is like,
I mean, I get having a cool tiger friend, but you're not going to get along with a cow.
yeah, they're pooping everywhere.
Yeah, he's just looking at you. You're like, we really get along. That's it. I'll make it a steak.
The thing about it is, like, I think about it sometimes. Like, one thing that's cool about our church is that I don't necessarily think we even explain it correctly what eternity means. In fact, I know we don't. We don't even know what that means. So we're trying to guess at it, but we do know that there's more, and it's not. It doesn't end. Like, our progression isn't just on this earth, and then we accomplish something that then we achieve this thing where we just lay down with lions forever in an orchard.
Yeah, dude.
Or whatever.
Like, no.
It's like no. It's like when we
If-
keep
If
progressing.
there's not steady progress, it sounds like hell to me.
It's damnation.
Yeah, it's damnation
that's what-
to not accomplish more. Like, hey, we get to be angels and sing. I'd rather not.
Yeah.
You know?
Reminds me of a joke, actually. It's like this fish was swimming upstream and it was really struggling against the current. And then it ran into something and then it said, oh, damn.
Dun-dun-dum. He's here all week, folks.
Ew.
Hey, so after Moses looked and beheld the world upon which he was created, and he beheld the world and the ends thereof, and all the children of men which are and which were created. Of the same he greatly marveled and wondered, and the presence of God withdrew from Moses, that his glory was not upon Moses.
Of course he
And
marveled.
Moses was left unto himself. We talked about that last week, being left unto yourself. And it came to pass that for the space of many hours, Moses did again receive his natural strength. I talked about how I had the Spirit nonstop for a couple days once, and I was exhausted and literally had to like pray for it to stop. Like, I can't do it anymore. It's interesting. This continues this week. He's talking, but then he starts to testify. I beheld God with my eyes, and if I hadn't been prepared by God, I would have withered and died in His presence. Kind of like how Joseph Smith talked about that, and I beheld His face and everything, and then it came to pass when Moses had started to testify of what he had seen of God. Who comes?
Yeah.
Every time you're left to yourself, now who's there?
And he's like, hey there.
Yeah. Satan's there. Came to pass when Moses said these words, behold, Satan came tempting him, saying, Moses, son of man, worship me.
Which is what he told Adam and Eve.
Yeah, what's the difference, though? Son of what?
Man.
So, in a world where a lot of our fellow brothers and sisters are confused about their sexuality, their identity, we're talking about who we are.
Yeah.
Where does it come from? We learn right here.
It's the same thing.
You're not a son of God. You don't have this eternal,
Identity.
majestic identity in the similitude of the Son of Jesus. You son of man.
It's true.
You
I've never
know?
linked that up. That is literally exactly the same doctrine that he's tempting Moses with.
Yeah.
What's always crazy to me is that experience happens right after he had that experience with God. You know, he knew who he was. He had this amazing experience. And right after, how can I get these guys to forget? How can I get Moses to forget what was just taught?
Yeah. Let's talk
That's
about
a good point. Like, it's like right after. Yeah.
Let's talk about that question. Let's talk about all the people I talked about on all those shows and us and our lives struggling with careers and all the people listening to the show and all the people in the world confused about all these things. Let's pretend they had that experience where they got to see their identity. And now let's talk about Satan coming and asking them a question. He says, son of man, worship me. Now, at this point, there's a lot of ways that Satan says, worship me. And I think the number one way that Satan says, worship me, is that little voice that tells you to worship yourself. You know, my truth. This is my truth. I'm going to redefine my truth. No, I'm not a son of God. I'm not a daughter of God. I'm not in the similitude of the Son. I can't see all these miracles and all these things. This woman who's like, all I want is to be loved. And here's this guy that she loves. No, I can't play tennis, right? No, I can't do it. All these women are like, I couldn't find a guy to marry me. No, you couldn't find a brain surgeon that was 6'3", chiseled like The Rock to marry you.
Listen to this. Listen to this. Luciferianism, an actual religion recognized, at least here in the United States, is a spiritual philosophy that venerates Lucifer. Not as a devil, but as a symbol of enlightenment, knowledge, and personal growth. Key beliefs include self-deification, individualism, and pursuit of wisdom.
Oh, dude.
For your own...
Freak. Hey, this
so
is
literally their explicit worship of Lucifer is self-deification,
Yeah.
individualism, and pursuit of wisdom, which, you know, and it's so interesting the way that those are phrased, because they can be spun as good. Like, hey, you're a good... Yeah, man.
This is your truth.
Don't you
dude.
want to...
Be
You need to pursue wisdom, which... Where does that sound? Where does that resonate?
Yeah.
At Eve.
Here you go.
Here's the
Yeah,
fruit.
you got to
of the
know the
knowledge.
things. Don't you want to know the stuff?
Don't you want to know? Interesting.
I love that. He says
That's
to
wild to me.
Satan...
That is literally from their
dude.
own website.
I love that you found that. Thank you. That's what I'm saying. When he says worship me, he's telling, I think the number one way is that worship you. You are the only one that matters. Your happiness, your comforts. How can you believe in a world where that's the
You know the
purpose?
biggest-
This would literally be the most unjust situation ever. And if you believe in a God, you guys, then you believe in a just God. He's not like a respecter of persons. We know that that's doctrine, okay? So how could this world be just that you just have to indulge and enjoy yourself when what percentage of the world can even do that? It's under 5, you know? It's under 5. He says, worship me, you know? And then Moses says, he looked on Satan. He said, but who are you? Who art thou? For behold, now who had he just seen?
God.
God. I'm a son of God, in the similitude of his only begotten. And where is thy glory that I should worship thee?
I've always thought this too. He also doesn't recognize Satan, and I think that's us too. Like a new TV show comes out. And
Oh, I love that.
And it's like he did just see God, so he's super enlightened. And Satan himself is in front of him, and he says, "Who are you?"
Okay, I'm going to have you expand on that with this question.
Okay.
Ready? Where is thy glory, Satan, that I should worship thee? Boom. What does Satan, how does he answer that to us? For that woman, it's traveling, easy schedule, tennis, comforts, whatever. Where does Satan answer where his glory is to each of us? Because we're all tempted by it.
I mean, I just think of like
Where does he answer it?
a compliment. Well, maybe I don't know what you mean.
No, yeah, like what has he shown you that he can provide?
Yeah.
What,
Things.
sexy women?
Things.
Pornography?
Yeah.
What else?
All the
Things? Dude, what do you mean?
The flip side of everything that is good, like I should earn safety and comfort for my family, and a second car and a bigger house, and I should have procreate, and also maybe do other things. Right, I'll leave it at that. I should.
Because it's fun and it's experience and it's love.
And maybe
Love is love.
And maybe I could do it without the commitment now, because marriage, well, that's just a piece of paper.
Yeah, what is that?
It's just a piece of paper.
What is that?
I can have
Doesn't
everything.
mean anything.
Yeah, I have everything you have in a marriage without
Dude,
having.
you
it.
just answered a bunch of things he's showing. This is what bothers me is that people be like, yeah, what does he have? Guys, he has a lot. Most of us are distracted by it. Think about these men.
He's actually loaded for bear. He's very good at his job.
He's great at his job. And dude, the things of Satan look very inviting. And if you say it doesn't, you're a liar. Or you're really in tune.
Yeah, that's true.
Or you're really in tune, right? So he says, "Oh, where's thy glory that I should worship thee?" Dude, I've seen his glory. It's amazing to the natural man. The 10,000 square foot houses. I used to watch MTV Cribs and be like, dude, that'd be so cool.
Keenies.
Or I still look at Realtor.com and look at these big houses like, man, should I do this? Should I work for this? Look at that, man. Infinity pool and the wall opens up and dude, look at this place and everyone will think you're awesome.
The Lululemon store.
Oh, dude, that is his glory. That is his glory, dude. On some of them,
I mean,
on some of those little, yeah, they're not meant for everybody, gals. Some of you are helping us.
you know what?
So, where's thy glory, man? He's got all the glory of the world. He tempted God. Think about how we're teaching doctrine here. When Christ was fasting and he goes at the end of the fasting, everything, and Satan's tempting him, what did he show him? All the riches of the world, dude. Look at all of it.
He's look at all of it, and it's all everything that could be that easily. That's another thing that's been to me too. Is like every time Satan gives a promise, he's like, I can deliver this immediately. You don't even have to work for
It's
it.
just right here in front of you, dude.
You think about like the famous pact of that guitarist. He wants to be the best guitarist in the world.
Yeah.
And the whole thing about that, and it never dawned on me till maybe hearing this story like 100 times, is that the whole sin in that isn't what I thought it was. What it really is that he's going to obtain something that, let's say, is a piece of God's glory. Because even Satan's glory is God's glory.
Sure.
Like, he's just borrowing it. And so he's going to be able to become the best guitarist in the world. But he doesn't have to go through this sacrifice in the journey. We talked about it last time. I think my wife had brought it up where it's like, the point isn't to get somewhere. The point is to be in the getting somewhere. To be
that process.
Suffering in that process and learning that
To
that's,
become.
Yes,
Yeah.
like our Heavenly Father. And so if you just become a good guitarist.
Yeah. Think
It's like, remember that?
Dude, how
remember on the Sega Genesis, did you ever play or on Nintendo and they had the Game Genie? Anyone?
Oh, man, I wasn't a video game guy.
You'd put the Game Genie on the cassette. Like, say you had a Nintendo game and you'd clunk it on, so now it's like longer. And then you'd stick it in the game player. But now there's code on there that you could play any video game and you could be immortal. So so you're like playing your favorite game and you wouldn't die. All these cheat codes, you could get to the end without any effort. And I remember thinking, this is so cool for about 7 minutes. Because after that, you're like, what's the point of playing this video game?
Yeah.
I could just get to the end without any sacrifice. So like, that's kind of like what Satan's doing. This is a weird nerd analogy. So all the nerds out there, hopefully our nerd ratio will go
The
up.
modern version is Kronos.
Kronos.
We want more nerds.
Okay, so the modern version is Kronos. I don't even know what that means, so that's how old I am. But
Sounds cool.
My point is, enjoy the process. Satan's plan is to get us something for nothing, and God's plan is to give us everything for everything we have, and it's enough.
Yeah, I love that, man. We talked about how Satan's whole thing is he wanted God's power, and the irony of the whole thing is God's like, yeah, I want you to have my power. And Satan's like, he's like, just go do my plan. And Satan's like, no, I want to do it my way. No, doesn't work.
It's true.
that
He did just
process.
say, like, I want you to have
Yeah,
my
I literally want you to have everything. I want all you kids to have
that's
what I
the
have.
plan, dude.
He's like, no,
He's like, no,
it's
no,
not fair. I want it this way. And we do that. We worship ourselves, right? Satan's got him. Guys, this scripture is so important for your lives that we're talking about. Satan's got him to this point now where he says, he's telling Moses to quit calling out to God. He says, Satan, deceive me not, in verse 16. For God said unto me, thou art after the similitude of my only begotten. And then go to verse 18. And Moses said to him, I will not cease to call upon God. I have other things to inquire of him. And we talked about how long could you inquire of him and learn of his mysteries? What was the answer?
Forever.
Eternity. For his glory has been upon me. Wherefore, this is important, guys, I can judge between him and thee. Depart hence, Satan. So I watch these shows and I look at these people suffering as they're sabotaging their own lives. They don't know they are. How blessed are we, Travis? Dude, I'm getting sincere right now. How lucky are we that we can distinguish? We have the gospel. We have laid our hands on people's heads and experienced it. We have been on the missions and experienced it. We have seen the miracles. We know. We have beheld the glory of God. Therefore, we can say, get thee hence, Satan. But yet even we fall. The glory of Satan does
I fall
tempt
every like
us.
6 or 7 minutes.
Every time I pass a Maverick, dude. No. Guys, brethren, there's so many active brethren. There's so many good brethren. Priesthood, they've seen the miracles. They've beheld the glory of God like Moses. But what's dragging them down? Satan's like, behold my glory all day. He's on TikTok, Instagram, all this stuff, social media. He's in the workplace. He's everywhere. Behold my glory, behold my glory, behold my glory. Satan's doing it all day. And so men are on their pornography or men are... How sad is it that there's righteous, good men who have beheld the glory of God, who are patriarchs of great families, yet Satan's like, behold, you don't have my glory. You're a failure. And there's men that go home and cry because they haven't achieved Lucifer's glory. They beheld what they could have in their career or the home. And they've beheld the glory of God, and they're righteous and they're worthy, yet there they are, feeling insecure and crying, even though they're the Son of God and the similitude of the Savior of the world, because their house isn't big enough, because their career is not successful enough. We get in a midlife crisis because we behold the glory of Satan and we don't have all of it. But there's God. We beheld his glory. Is there any injustice in the world, guys, that keeps us from beholding and obtaining and achieving his glory? None. It's just some simple obedience and exercising of faith. But because we're in this world, Satan's world, he's the God of this world. Like this is his place. We're like feeling like we fail. Why? Why do we behold the glory of Satan? So many of us brethren that have beheld the glory of God and think we failed.
I will say this: Satan's glory is easier to see. It's more in your face. It's more tangible. Like I can conjure up his glory right now by pulling up my account, and you know what I mean. I can't. Yeah. I mean, I use the word conjure too. That's interesting, but if I want to see God's glory, it's almost always going to require something of me first, an exercise of faith.
Yeah, and
you really don't have to have that with Satan's glory.
You don't. And let me tell you something, guys. My friend that lost his marriage, not judging anyone, dude, marriage is hard. But what are the chances of you getting married when your purpose is you behold your wife, who is a daughter of God, in the similitude of the Son, right? Who's a daughter of God, and you behold her as glory of God. And your purpose as her husband is to help her see who she is and feel that she is a chosen daughter and vessel of God, and help her magnify her spiritual yearnings and the things she was born to do and her identity, your marriage isn't going to fail, guys, if you do that. Our marriages won't fail if we look at our wives. That's a daughter of my God, of my Father. Like, how would I want someone to treat my daughter, you know? When you behold people for who they are, it's you now I'm telling you to extend it from who you are to when you behold people for who they are. And, you know, I talked about how when I was so full of the Spirit that one time I was exhausting, and I brought up as an example, I was at work and a guy's yelling at me, and I started to tear up, and he thought he got me. And really, I was tearing up out of love for him. And I'm like, why is this guy so angry? He's such a good guy. If I could just help him to calm down. He doesn't need to be like this. You know, you're loving people. Once you understand your identity, you can understand other people's identity. And I think that the last point that I wanted to make that I think is pretty important is, if you want to be lost out there, if you want to not understand what we're talking about, then avoid beholding the glory of God. Moses had to behold the glory of God. That takes effort. That takes faith on our part. But why we established the summation of everything I'm trying to say here is that we established that what's the most important thing for you to do? Find out who you are by beholding the glory of God and understanding who you are. And once you do that, and they take the effort to do that, what I'm saying is all the other things fall into place. It all comes together. Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all other things shall be added unto you. These people in these shows that just want to be validated, how sad was it that a lot of them slept with these people, and then their marriages didn't work out? And my wife was watching these shows with me, and she goes, all those poor women want to do is feel validated. And now they've given it all up to this guy, and now he's not even marrying them. You're validated by knowing who you are. You don't need to give that stuff up, right? You don't need to do that, women. The church is there to make you those women that glow. And men, the church is to help you become in the similitude of the Son.
I like that. And I think, you know, I kind of like, in my mind, I like to think maybe what are some action items. I think that when you want to find out who you are, separate your life into some categories. Separate it into spiritual, physical, mental, professional, social, and give yourself a score in those areas. And then think, what's one thing I can do next? Because sometimes I'll get lost in like, it's me here, and here's where I want to be, and all I think about is that jump, and it just seems too daunting, so I take no action.
Yeah. Remember the old Franklin planners?
Yes.
And what did they have?
Yeah.
Priorities in that column.
Yep.
And when you divide those things that you want to work on yourself, I would say the way to find your priority is be like, in 500 years, which ones of these are the most important?
Go home. Here's some simple action items that are just coming to me, and I want to say them. Go do your home teaching. Go give your kids blessings. Ask your wife if you can give her a blessing. Ask for a blessing. These are things that can be a great first step so that when you're in this darkness, maybe you're confused, the things of Satan's glory are pushed in your face so hard that you can't see God's glory. If you do those action items, I think then you'll be able to have a little more clarity.
I love that, man. I hope everybody can stop and realize who they are and how important they are and how much they matter. And, you know, one of the sayings that's out there all the time that drives me crazy is, you're enough. And I don't believe any of us are enough. I hate hearing that because I want to constantly work on myself. But I do want you to know that you're important.
Yeah.
You matter. We all matter.
You're actually not enough.
You matter. You're not enough yet. But gosh, it's in there. You're going to be.
You will be.
Yeah.
All right. We love
Thanks
you guys.
for listening to the Extra Mo Show.
Extra Mo Show, Faux Show. Like, subscribe, share. We'd really like to be able to help as many people as we can.
See you next week.